Hi guys, it's Kate, Zen Cat Vintage, and today we are shopping at the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store in Langford. Now, full disclosure, so this is a thrift store this used to be one of my favorites. I used to shop here all the time. I haven't been to this store since probably around April or May of this year. I personally have found that the pricing here has gotten really out of hand. So here I am just browsing the outside before I head in, kind of unsure of what to expect. Honestly, not expecting great things, hoping for great things, but not expecting them. As someone who thrifts not just for resale, but for survival, a lot of the goods that we use in our household are thrifted. I've been pretty upset at how this store has started pricing. So now that we're inside, this is one of their first little cabinets here. You can see some of the pricing on some of these items. There was $12 on that little Donald Duck figurine, $36 on that trio of Mesa pottery quail figurines. This is a newer version of those carved rosewood Chinese masks. That guy was priced at $28. And here we have a couple of Sandy cast. They do all sorts of figurines. They've done different collaboration lines. The large lioness was priced around over 30. And then here we have a cute little cream and sugar set, carnival glass look. And this, I believe, was a Temptations casserole. It was priced at $44.50. Now that is sort of like a featured shelf. They have a couple of them near the front there. The story on some of the other shelves wasn't much different. Now, there are reasonably priced items here. There are things that are these coasters, for example, just a little set of printed coasters. I think there was 4 of them, $2. They definitely look items up here. I've actually spoken with one of the people that does the pricing, and he acknowledged that they Google things. They look things up on eBay. They don't necessarily look at sold prices, but they do look things up, and they price accordingly. The gentleman I spoke to has explained to me in the past their logic is that if people can save the shipping, then it's a good deal, which is an interesting approach. That was a Starbucks tumbler. It was super thrashed. It's priced at $8. Not terrible if you're purchasing for yourself. This was a pair of candlesticks that they had priced individually for $8.50. I did like this etched little bridal basket in the back, which was pretty reasonably priced at $5. So that was nice to see. But this carnival glass piece was priced at $38 Canadian. Believe that other little carnival glass dish was $9.50. And then this was priced at $1.50. This is a made in Japan little biscuit barrel cookie jar. I did look it over. I was going to grab it, even though I'm trying to avoid cookie jars right now. It did have quite a few little chips and bits on it, paint flecks and loss, but it was only $1.50. I just personally knew I probably wouldn't end up reselling it online, so I left it for someone else to find it and be like, holy smokes. But that was surprising. So that's something I'm unsure of at this store. There's obviously different people at all the different thrift stores that participate in pricing. It's never usually just one individual. I loved this parrot mug. This is total 80s, 90s, color block, postmodern. It was a little worn. I was really only looking at it for myself, and I think my husband would probably kill me if I came home with more mugs right now, so. This was super cute. This was priced at $2, I believe. It was just a hobbyist piece, obviously made by Someone named Robbie, he had his name on the front there. It was very cute. This is a set of the Avon Cape Cod pattern salt and peppers. Those guys were priced at $28.50. So anyways, as I was saying, there's different people who do pricing at the stores, obviously. So you do find some differences in pricing. There's people that, obviously lean more to a reseller mentality and want to get top dollar. And then there are people who lean a little bit the other way, coming from a thrift store mentality. Now this piece I picked up because, like I told you, I haven't been here since about April or May. That piece was there back in April or May. Whenever the last time I was there, that money bank was there. They actually had a whole collection of them. It was priced at $9 and it was missing its stopper at the bottom. I did check that piece. That was cool. I think that was like an Anchor Hawking maybe. Very cool older shaker. But it was chipped on the lid, so I did leave that one. And the angel figurine I looked at, I double checked because it had that Lenox look to it, but I do believe it was probably a Russ piece. So just sort of like a more, more commercial level product. And that was a little Mexican pottery oil burner. And some more Blue Mountain. This vase was priced at $18. And it was right around this time that it dawned on me that the orange tags were actually half price. So that little teddy bear piece you saw me looking at, the gift craft, sort of Otagiri Gempo looking piece, I did go back and grab that. I didn't really want to pay $3 for him, but when I realized it was half price orange tags, I did go back for him. And I did mull these over, realizing that they were half price. I just wasn't really feeling the transfer wear today. Now this is cool. I've never actually known what these are called, so I did look them up. It's a Daruma doll. It's a Japanese thing. They had this guy priced at $12.50. He was pretty big, and some of the larger ones can actually go for some pretty good money. They're like all handmade paper mache. I love these shoes. This one was priced at $4.50. I do have a couple in stock right now, and I think a couple that need to be listed. So I did pass on that one, but $4.50 was not bad. There's still some room on that for a reseller. Definitely a good find if you're going in just looking for some funky decor pieces. And now these were obviously reproduction Satsuma ware, which is that older Japanese style of pottery with the, I don't know if it's called like a slip glaze, but it usually has like the sort of like textured glazing over top. They were priced at $8 for the one without a lid and $9 for the one with the lid. Again, not too bad if you're buying for personal use, but still, in my opinion, as someone who also thrifts for their home, I personally felt it was a little high. We were looking at $9.50 on each of those Ray Dunn mugs. And this cream and sugar set was just a hobbyist set. This was not, near as I can tell, anything made by any particular manufacturer. It was priced at $15. But again, orange tag, so it would have been half price. It was very sweet, really pretty color and flowers. I'm honestly genuinely curious as to what other people think of some of the pricing here. Again, there are some great deals. There are some prices that are not so great, in my opinion. And as someone that has worked in thrift stores in the past and someone who does rely heavily on thrift stores, not only to make a living, but to live, I can't help but be a little disappointed. Though I was somewhat pleasantly surprised that when we came in this day, I was actually able to find a few pieces, and it was nice to see that there are still some gems anywhere we go, right? As thrifters, as resellers, there's gems to be found, right? This is that's one of those those cat wine bottles. They are collectible. People buy them. They sell all the time on eBay. Different years, different vintages can go for different money. That one was priced at $12.50 though, which is a bit higher than sort of the average resale price. I loved that little birdie, but he was broken. He was missing a foot. I liked those little clogs, mostly because of the age on them. They had some definite age. But I don't really know how well they would have resold, even at 50 cents a piece. I loved this guy. Unfortunately, his tail had been broken and re-glued, but that was cool. It was a stone stingray. I love brass, but I have a couple urns like that at the moment. They don't turn over super quickly. They do sell, but they don't turn over super quickly. So we did pass on those. And this doll cradle was so cute. It was priced at $68. No resale room on that, really, in my opinion. But if you're a collector, if you were looking for something like that for display, I mean, you are saving money off of, potentially off of an eBay price. But now this is the jewelry section. This is earrings and brooches. They've started bagging things up, which is kind of nice because that way they don't get damaged. They don't get lost off the cards. There were some nice pieces. There were some reasonable prices, and then there again were some not so reasonable prices. I didn't find anything in the brooches and stuff that I absolutely had to get though. Then looking at the necklaces, just looking at that piece, I was pretty sure it wasn't branch coral, but I did have to give it a feel just to make sure it was in fact plastic, as it pretty obviously appeared to be. And I liked that little Celtic cross there with the gem in the middle. And then that little animal, honestly not even sure what it was meant to be. This is another assorted trinket shelf. That's one of the Paw Patrol there. He had a broken hat. Those masks were kind of interesting. The material was a little confusing. It was almost like a stone. And then this was a little Princess House crystal teddy bear, Princess House pets. I do have one listed right now, so I left him. He would have been half price though, so $4. But this was an interesting figurine. I was, just trying to figure out what it would be for. It looked to be someone sort of laying there, sort of like sleeping, lounging. I actually have a little owl figurine exactly like this. This is just a little hobbyist piece. This is something that someone would have made at a ceramics class. And this, I'm not entirely sure what that would go on. But I've mentioned it before, my husband has a thing for ducks and birds, so I had to sort of pause on that and think about that for a minute. And I was trying to figure out what it would be used for. If you have any thoughts, let me know, but I was thinking maybe a handle for something? I don't know. It was a cute little pewter, sort of like Pegasus rocking horse. I was trying to think of what I could use it for, what I could do with it. It was a vintage one, so some resale potential, perhaps. And this cardinal, he was beautiful. I was going to grab the cardinal, but on further inspection, he was actually missing some paint in some spots, and I didn't think that I would be able to, very accurately match up the colors. And then this was super cool. This is me really trying to decide what I could do with it. I wasn't feeling it for resale, but I was feeling it for what can I display in this. I was thinking like you could display like if you collected stone eggs or spheres, because there were just 4 of the little circular holes on the inside. So it wasn't really a full-blown spice rack, but it was something, and it was very cute, and it was only $2. So again, some really reasonable prices, some really fair prices on some really cute decor. And then just before heading out the door, as I hold up the line at the cashier obnoxiously, I looked at the little trinket shelf here. Prices were a little rich for my blood, but we will be back another day. And for today, hopefully you enjoy the haul. Thanks.